When you think of businesses, organizations in the community that are really community-minded, that want to make Eastern Virginia a better place to live and to work, you know, you think of Riverside, obviously, but you think of TowneBank.
TowneBank has been an early adopter of the value of leaning in with local organizations and making your contributions matter.
Any good cause that you had, TowneBank was willing to help.
I think that another part of TowneBank's success is they encourage their leaders, as we do, to get on community boards, to be involved in the community.
You can tell that TowneBank's mission is ingrained in the neighborhood and in the community, and you can tell that by the number of people that are on their board, the number of people on their board that are committed to this community, that give to this community, not only financially, but by their service.
Something special and near and dear to my heart, the neurosciences program. Understanding, like stroke or many other neuro conditions or diseases, when time matters, local matters. The same might be said of banking. It's definitely true in healthcare, and we're just grateful that TowneBank has seen that connection and has been willing to help with those efforts.
Bob realized that Hampton Roads needed a hometown bank, a substantial organization that was really committed to our community. And out of his garage, he started TowneBank in 1999, and today it spans from Richmond to Charlotte, North Carolina. That substantial growth and its commitment to the community is unmatched.
His mission as the leader of the bank has always been to be a better banker and help everybody else understand how you get to be that person.
When you think of community leaders, Bob is somebody that everybody thinks of.
And I think about his dynamic leadership over time, how his leadership has stood the test of time. We came a long way under the stewardship of Bob and his drive and initiative to help us all be better bankers.
When I think about ways to describe him, vision, integrity, boundless energy, drive, these attributes of leadership is what has allowed him to have so many people follow him to create the successful organization that TowneBank has become.
I think Riverside is important to Alexis as a board member as well, because she sees Riverside has a similar mission to TowneBank, and that is one of service.
A lot of times people are on boards, but they're not as committed or active, but she really, serves when she's on a board and when she's out in the community. So I think it exemplifies, the TowneBank kind of culture, and so she's just been, a fantastic partner.
She has a personality that just lights up a room, a unique voice, and one that I think once you get to know her, you're just pleased with her personality and just want to be involved with anything that she's involved in, because she is just infectious in making things happen.
We are blessed to have Alexis Swan as a part of this community because of her heart for service. She is a giver. She's one that always wants to make sure that the people around her are well taken care of and their needs are met, more so than her own needs. And so that's kind of who she is.
I think TowneBank has seen in Alexis not only her personality, her knowledge of her profession, but also the fact that she is going to be a person that's going to continue with their mission, to be community-oriented, to help grow that bank continuously, and to make sure that people are treated fairly and have a great experience at TowneBank.
I think she subscribes to the old adage, to whom much is given, much is required.
Her drive to give back is motivating to all of us, and she comes by it honestly because she's just committed to service.
So to kind of sum up Alexis, I think about a Bible verse that Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians, that he planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. So with Alexis, she's planted by her parents, she's planted with the education and the background that she's built, but then there's teachers, her mentors, her peers, all of those individuals that have watered her. And now we see the fruits of the labor, and God has given the increase.
It's not a surprise that Gordon Gentry is part of an organization like TowneBank that believes in local supporting local, because Gordon Gentry has supported so many.
I have known him and sought his mentorship since the early 1990s. He is just a person that you can lean on, that you can count on, and probably one of the best dressed men I've ever met.
When you think of Gordon, one of the other things you think about is, his business acumen, his philanthropic heart. But Gordon is a fashion horse.
Another element is what a natty dresser. I mean, that man knows how to rock a room. And I absolutely can assure you that folks like Bill Downing gained a lot of wardrobe credibility by emulating Gordon Gentry.
Always teased Gordon and said, "You're boarded to death," because he had so many boards he served on and he gave back in so many different ways. And he didn't just show up to a meeting, he contributed. Plus Gordon's secret weapon, Judy Gentry.
There's nothing better you can say about a man or a woman than the fact that their word matters and their handshake still counts. That is Gordon Gentry. Therefore, that is TowneBank. And that really is the synergy and the multiplier effect of local organizations leaning in together.
I consider Gordon my mentor, as so many others do. And when it relates to community service, if those of us that are mentees can do half as much as Gordon has done, we should consider ourselves successful.
But he looked at me very directly when I described the opportunity that was before us. He looked at me very directly and he said, "Debbie, think about it. The people who will become our donors are our family, our neighbors, our friends. And the case for support you're making is that there's so much more we can do for these people if we have philanthropy as part of our mission. Let's make this happen."
There's that phrase that we're all familiar with, leave things better than you found them. Whoever was the original author of that goal must have had Gordon Gentry in mind.
He loves this community. He has been such a big supporter of Riverside and all that we have done, and I just can't thank him enough.
So when I think about TowneBank's commitment to this community and every community it serves, it actually reminds me, and is very similar to Riverside's commitment to all those communities in which it serves.
One of the things I found really common between Gordon, Bob, and Alexis is that each of them has a servant's heart. They want to deliver and help people, and that's a common theme with all of them. But as it relates to banking and other issues, is they want to say yes quickly because they have that impulse to be helpful.
When you think of recognizing and thanking TowneBank and when you think about Bob and Gordon and Alexis, I think why it's important to recognize them is to say thank you. What you have done for Riverside, what you have done for the broader community is just incredible.
With Riverside and TowneBank joining forces, that's a great 1-2 punch there with any project that's going on in the community. They're going to be very successful.
The word impactful is the only word that comes to mind to describe TowneBank's position in our community. It is part of their culture, it is who they are, and we are a better place because they exist.